New attacks in Mortal Kombat 1 could change everything, and we're gonna talk about it. But first, a very big shout out to Ermacker for always posting entertaining and interesting content about Mortal Kombat 1. Definitely make sure to check out his channel after watching today's video, because another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news. I'm covering it all the time on this channel, so if you want to stay up to date, then make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss any future videos. And then after watching, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. It helps the channel out a ton. And without any further ado, let's begin after a quick word from today's sponsor. So you're probably thinking, just another mobile game, right? But here's the twist. It's anything but typical. This isn't about pouring time and money into a game without real depth. It's about strategy, outthinking your opponents, and building a team that reflects your playstyle. I'm talking about today's video sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. The character of this game is so complex that every battle feels significant. It feels like you're not just playing, you're mastering a world, and every single time it feels as exciting as the last. And since it is Raid's anniversary, let's recall the main features from 2023. We have the 2023 Live Arena, Champion Lore, and Raid Call of the Arbiter series, the Akamori boss, Mythical Champions, and Cursed City. Let me tell you about my favorite feature, the Cursed City, a massive new challenge rivaling the Doom Tower, featuring 100 thrilling stages and epic battles against dual bosses. Progress through the city, conquer its quests, and you could even earn a mythical champion. Dive into Raid this holiday season for an unforgettable adventure. And speaking of mastery, there's never been a better time to start. The game is celebrating its 5th anniversary and they went crazy. Imagine starting your journey with gifts worth $100, including the legendary Lady Etessa, 500,000 silver, and so much more. And it doesn't stop there. Reach level 25 and boom, another 500,000 silver, epic skill tomes, potions, and the list goes on. To get access to all these amazing bonuses, make sure to download Raid using my link down below or scanning the QR code on screen. And if you're a new player, there's a special promo code, Festival5, which gives you another epic champion, Tayrel, 500,000 silver, and an endless amount of rewards. Want to see how far I've come? Look me up in-game and join my clan. We can embark on this journey together. Dive into a world of strategy and legend. Alright, and back to the video. New attacks in Mortal Kombat 1. That's right. And these new attacks have me very intrigued because I think we can all agree at this point that Mortal Kombat 1 is getting a bit stale. Sure, it's still fun to mix and match the cameos with your favorite characters, experiment and find some new tech. That's always fun. But what I really want to see right now for Mortal Kombat 1 is a big balance update or some brand new attacks to mix up the meta. And guess what? Our boy Ermacker did exactly that. Just check out this attack from Reiko. Looks pretty cool, right? How about this flying attack from Ashura? Pretty interesting too, right? Believe it or not, these attacks are already in the game, but we as regular players don't have access to them yet without using mods. And that's because these attacks are currently limited to Invasion mode or Titan battles, specifically the boss battles. So normally only the AI has access to these attacks, but after a little bit of modding, Ermacker was able to use these attacks in practice mode, or in other words, it likely wouldn't be that tough for NetherRealm to add these attacks to the main game as free DLC. Now some of you watching might think that's a fever dream, a fantasy fairy tale that I've made up in my head, but no, recent fighting games have actually done this already. For example, Street Fighter V added new V triggers and V skills for existing characters to spice up the meta and just make the characters more interesting overall. And guess what? The same thing happened to Tekken 7. Characters got new moves and new attacks, and it shook up the meta while making the characters more interesting. Both of these games eventually added new attacks to their characters along with some other fighting games, but those two pop into my head right away because they're the most mainstream. And if NetherRealm wants to breathe new life into Mortal Kombat 1, then I think they should take some notes and do the same thing with their game. Mortal Kombat 1 could definitely benefit from some new attacks in the game, and if a beloved modder in the community can do it, then obviously the developers could too. At the very least, they could create a separate online mode where we can use these goofy and obviously overpowered attacks, and then in the meantime they can balance these moves and make them more fair for competitive play before finally adding them to the move list for everyone to enjoy in regular ranked matches and tournaments. You get the idea. Because as mentioned earlier, these attacks are already in the game, and all it takes to make them usable by regular players is some simple mods and messing around with the code. And once again, that would not be very hard for the developers to do and would definitely make the game more interesting. I still definitely enjoy playing Mortal Kombat 1, but at the same time, I would love some more depth and spice to the characters, and the attacks are already there. fair, so just give us the keys, give us access. Now with all that being said, we likely won't get access to these new attacks anytime soon, and that's for a couple of reasons. For starters, EVO is coming up very soon, the biggest fighting game tournament in the world, and as a result, it would not be fair to change the gameplay that much beforehand. It would be super unfair to the players who are already studying and learning the games, the matchup, all that stuff. Now with that also being said, it's not like that many people registered for Mortal Kombat 1 at EVO anyway, am I right? But I'm just saying, it still would not be fair to the players to change the game up that much right now. So that's reason number one why we're not going to get these attacks right away. I still think they have a good chance of being added to the characters eventually, but we're not going to see them right away because of EVO. But then on top of that, keep in mind that only a few characters actually have these new attacks as of right now. And obviously, it would be unfair to the players to give these new attacks to some characters, but then not everybody else. It would just be really biased and overall not fair to the players. And as a result, I think it's more likely that NetherRealm is going to wait until a good chunk of the roster has these new attacks in the game before they add these attacks to the main moveset, because otherwise it just wouldn't be fair. And real quick, keep in mind some of these attacks are way too over the top to ever be added to the main game, unless there's some goofy extra online mode like I mentioned earlier. Some of these boss characters have attacks that could never be allowed in competitive play, but at the same time, there's plenty of attacks that I think would work perfectly in the game and be completely balanced while also helping the character, making them a bit more solid. So for the next part of this video, I wanted to watch the Ermacher video with you guys and then comment on which attacks I think could make it in the game while also debunking which attacks will never make it in the game. Alright, and here we go. First up we have Ashra. Look at this, just a little low mix-up. You're telling me this couldn't be added into the game as a sneaky little low? I think it definitely could. This attack is also really cool. It knocks the opponent down on their back, also hits low for some weird reason. Look at this, just a regular normal projectile for Ashra. Now obviously it would not be going constantly like this. That would not be fair. This attack is also quite wild, the corkscrew. Unless NetherRealm adds like some extra super attacks to the game, I don't think this move is ever going to make it in, unless it's just like a one-time thing. And this teleport, also not going to happen. Stuff like this with the bullet hell on screen, where you have to constantly dodge all the projectiles, is obviously never going to be a regular attack in the game. Oh boy, next up we have Baraka, the Blade Dive, a battle roll? That's so sick. He doesn't seem to hit the opponent. That could be cool for invincibility frames. Body spikes, why not bring this move back? It was in Mortal Kombat 11. Sorry for my voice, I have terrible allergies today, I'm so stuffy. That's why I kind of stuttered there. That would be sick. Why not bring back the blade spin? That move should definitely be in the game. I could see it happening. The ground sparks would be cool, but he doesn't really need them. I don't get what's happening here. Oh, he drops like a prop on your head, I think. That's probably not going to be added to the game, but it could. The paparazzi ability, again, I'm not sure what this does, maybe it's a buff? Alright, back on track, so it turns the screen white. That's what paparazzi does. That's gonna never be added to the game. In fact, the one time a character had a move that obstructed the screen, Robocop, that move was banned immediately from competitive play. So yeah, that paparazzi attack's not gonna be in the game. Alright, next up we have Kenshi. Look at this, the eye poke. How cool is that? This could definitely be an attack added to the game. It's so sick. Grabs him, pulls him in, pokes him in the eyes, gets some good frame advantage. Awesome. With a cameo, it could extend combos. I could definitely see it happening. Kung Lao with a taunt would be pretty dope. Check that out. He just laughs at you. That would be perfect. Gives him a buff or something. I would love that. And it fits his personality pretty well. I think every Kung Lao player would love a taunt. Why not? And a teleport? Are you kidding me? Just give regular Kung Lao his teleport back. Why not? Next up, let's check out Li Mei. She's going to get really big. Oh my goodness, that's too much lady to handle. The flying boss punch. Like, why can't that be a move? That looks sick. Love it. The aerial kicks. This looks cool, but she already has this attack in the game. It's just done from the air, and I think that's completely fine. Ground punches. This is so sick. She just keeps punching the ground. I love this, man. It's so cool. I'm not sure if this move could be added to the game in this state, obviously not, but like just a couple of ground punches, like why not? Give that to her. But then we have this attack, the spin kick. She sends her flying lion mascot at the opponent. How sick is that? It might be a dragon actually, my bad. She has a low version and a mid version that is so sick. You're telling me that wouldn't be incredible? The floating lanterns, that'd be cool too if it cost 2 bars. Just summon all these lanterns, why not? There's already 2-bar attacks in the game anyway. Melina only has one attack that I find really cool. Well, actually a couple. The Siren is kind of cool, but just have her toss 2 of them. There's no reason for anything else. This would be great for pressure at the end of a combo, get guaranteed frame advantage, could be super sick. Blade Spark, she doesn't really need that. She already has standard projectiles, but this, the lunge, is so sick. Yes, give me this move. Why does Melina not have an attack where she just tackles the opponent and just starts destroying their body, brutalizing them? Like, why not? Come on. That is so Melina. Put it in the game. And next up, we have Natara, infamously bottom 3 character in the game, Rune Heal. Why not? Give Natara an option to heal herself without having to bite the opponent. I think she deserves that. She already has an attack that damages herself for a buff, so give her a way to get the health back without having to land an attack on the opponent. That would be an awesome option. But then check this out, the Blood Ball, her classic attack from Deadly Alliance and Armageddon. Why is that not in the game? Put it in. The Blood Geyser, that's also sick. Add it for setups. That would be so cool. Do you see what I mean? So many of these attacks should be in the game. They're so cool. Yeah, some like this Raiden attack are way too overpowered and should not be in the game. But man, they're just still so cool, aren't they? They're so cool. Alright everyone, I don't want to show you the entire video because that way you have to watch Ermaker's video and give him some views, leave a like, check out his channel, all that awesome stuff. NetherRealm definitely needs to add these attacks to Mortal Kombat 1 to spice up the meta, make some characters more interesting and powerful overall, and just breathe a new life into the game. I'm not sure when it's gonna happen, but it definitely needs to happen. Leave a like down below if you agreed, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.